everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be continuing my favorites of 2019 series. So a couple of days ago I uploaded my video of all of my favorite primers, foundations, concealers, powders, and setting sprays. So today we're going to be talking about contour, bronzer, blush, and highlight. So this will conclude the complexion products, and then we're going to jump into the eyes and the lips and all that. I love these series. They're just so fun. Of course, in this video, we're going to have another giveaway, and every giveaway is going to get better and better and better until the finale, which I'm super excited about. Okay, so we're going to jump right in because I have a lot of products here. I don't want this video to be 100 million years long. So hang tight till the end of the video so you guys can hear all of the giveaway details. So I'm going to stop talking and we're going to jump straight into contour products. As you guys know, I love to contour with cream products. Cream products are my favorite. I love the way that they melt into the skin, and it's just much easier for me personally to apply contour products when they're creamy. I like to put my foundation on, and then I like to sharpen up the cheekbones, sometimes shorten my forehead because it can be a little bit large and in charge. And so I like to kind of, you know, cut things down a little bit. I normally don't contour my nose only because I have a very sharp contoured nose as it is. It's a very small little puggy nose. So there's really no reason for me to really contour my nose. My number one top favorite contour product, which I'm sure you guys are not going to be surprised, is the KKW Beauty Contour Sticks. They have just never done me wrong. Like, there has never been a time that I have used these where they've gotten muddy or patchy. They're very creamy, very pigmented. So I bought the Fenty Beauty ones, and I don't really like this formula. This formula is a little bit too mattifying for mine. So when I apply it, it kind of gets matte and gets a little bit dirty and dusty looking, and I don't love that. There's something about the KKW Beauty formula. They're very creamy and very richly pigmented, but they blend and melt right into the skin to the point where you can't even see them, but you still have the angles in the face that you're looking for. If you guys are looking for a really good cream contour, I cannot recommend hers enough. She has tons of shades to choose from. So I personally wear the shade medium 2 and tan. So this one is medium and this one is tan. And you can see there's a little bit of a difference between them. Tan is what I wear when I'm a little bit more tan. Medium is one that I reach for when I'm not as tan as, you know, whatever. I think these are $18, well worth the money. Like, if you are looking for a really good cream contour product, I cannot recommend these enough. They just buff right into the skin and melt so beautifully. Such a good product. Now, the brush that I like to use is the Refer number 17 brush. This is a nice brush. I recommend a brush that's shaped like this, where it's short and stubby, but will fan out a little bit. And it's small to where you can really place that contour exactly where you're wanting it. But, you know, it's big enough to where you can do something with it and you can actually move the product around. You could also just use your sponge, your makeup sponge. I mean, that's just as easy as ever. You know, apply it and then melt it into the skin with the sponge. You're probably going to use more product if you're using it with a sponge. Now, after I apply it and blend it out with a brush, I do like to go over it with a sponge just to make sure that it's nice and blended. But these pretty much blend themselves. They're amazing. Okay, the next product is the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand. This one is in the shade Fair Medium. You guys have seen me use this 1,000 times. Such a good formula. This just kind of, again, melts into the skin on its own. I prefer this one over this one only because it's easier. It's a little bit more convenient. Plus, I like the shade of this one a little bit more than I do this one. This one's very cool toned. These two have a little bit more of a warmth to them, even though they do have a cool tone base. There are some warmth in there. This one is like completely a cool tone. It's fully liquid and it blends, like it melts right into the skin. Better than any liquid contour I've ever tried. I remember watching Raw Beauty Christie. I think she did a full face of Charlotte Tilbury. And if I find the video, I will link it in the description box. But she was trying out this product. And I remember her saying, holy crap, I think that just blended on its own. Like it did it on its own. Like where did this magic come from? It completely blended itself. That's kind of what you get when you are using this product. It definitely blends itself. As I said, I don't like powdered contour products, but when I discovered the Scott Barnes palette, I've started to kind of appreciate the powder formula. I still prefer my cream. I'm gonna be honest with you. I still prefer my cream, but if you're looking for a good powdered contour, this is fantastic. This palette works with many different skin tones. You can mix and match and kind of create your own perfect contour. I like how on this one, I can use different shades for different places to contour with. For example, I like to take this shade and contour my forehead. The thing is that they look very dark in the pan, but they're so buildable. And the formula is very, very easy to work with. Now, if you're not really into contouring, you probably don't need a big palette like this. I think this kind of a palette is probably best for people who really love to contour, or for those of you out there who are makeup artists. That's where a palette like this comes into play. But if you're looking for a really good cream contour, those two that I mentioned, bomb.com. Now that we got those out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into the bronzers. Okay, so as far as bronzers go, I don't have very many because I'm very picky when it comes to my bronzers. I would say my number one favorite bronzer of the year is Fenty Beauty. This bronzer blew my mind. I'm obsessed with this formula. I've almost hit pan on this. That's how much I've used it. Like you can see the little, I don't know if you can see it. Maybe. Can you see that little ring around it? This is one of the softest formulas I've ever tried when it comes to any type of a bronzer. It's so soft that when you put your finger in it, you're like, is that powder or is that cream? It's like an in-between type situation. Not muddy at all. Blends, melts right into the skin. This is my shade. I don't know how to pronounce it. This is the bronzer that I will pick up when I really want to warm up my skin and I want to look like I just got off like the vacation type of shade. Such a beautiful bronzer, you guys. This formula is just perfection. And I cannot wait until Fenty releases some blushes because if they are in this formula, I will die. I will absolutely die and I will have to have like 5 different shades. I just know myself. I know myself way too well. I love this formula so much. It's gonna be a dangerous day for me on the Sephora website. Okay, the next one is the Bronze and Glow palette from Natasha Denona. This is one of those palettes that I love to take with me on vacation. So every time I leave on vacation, this is a palette that I grab. This is like the perfect palette for my skin tone. The cream shade up here, I don't really use these as much. Like this one isn't a cream, this one is a cream. I've grabbed this one a few times, especially if I'm like wanting to do a full, like really like bronzy look, then I will use the full palette. But these two shades down here, I mean, you can tell this palette has gotten a lot of use. I really, really do love this palette. Formula and the texture in here, the way that they apply on the face, I'm just obsessed. This is a fantastic bronzing palette. The other one that I absolutely love, and I know you guys, this is not new, but this is so good. This is the Ambient Lighting Bronzer in the shade Radiant Bronze Light from Hourglass. This is unbelievably beautiful. It has a little bit of a shimmer to it. When I say a little bit, I mean a little bit. Doesn't have a lot of shimmer, but the way that this like melts into the skin and just bronzes up the face, oh my gosh. So let me say this. If you're looking for a solid matte bronzer, then the Fenty Beauty is the one that you want because the Fenty Beauty is solid matte. It doesn't have any shimmer in it. If you're looking for a little teeny bit of shimmer, the Hourglass one is like a dream come true. They have tons of different shades, and this one is for people who have a medium skin tone. You can actually get this in the smaller size. I think it's like $20 some, like $23 or $24. So if you didn't want to buy the big one, I bought the small one initially because I didn't know if I was going to like it. That one lasted me a really long time, and I used it for a long time, and then I loved it so much that during the sale, I went ahead and bought me a large size of it. Gorgeous bronzer. Okay, so finally we have this one from Charlotte Tilbury. Okay, you guys know I love me some Charlotte Tilbury. This is in the shade Ibiza. So this is her Beach Sticks. And I've heard people say that they don't love her beach sticks. I love her beach sticks. These, I have the other one. I'm going to talk about that in the blush. This one is called Moon Beach. Oh, damn, it's pretty, you guys. So this one is Ibiza. This one is Moon Beach, okay? So the way that I love to play with these is during the summer. They're creamy, but yet they're matte so that they kind of stick to the face. You can go directly on the face and blend it out with a brush, or you can take your brush and go down into the product like this and then sweep it onto the face. I don't think this one has good ratings on like Sephora and stuff, and I'm not sure why, because they are amazing. I think the number one thing that stops me from using these more is the price. These are stupidly expensive. I don't know why they're so expensive. It is Charlotte Tilbury, but if you're in the mood to splurge, these are beautiful. They're just, oh, so good. That's it, you guys. Can you believe it? That's it for the bronzers. Let's move on to the blush, because the blush, we're gonna be here for a minute. You guys know I love blush. So we're gonna... My number one favorite blush of 2019, I'm gonna have to say, is the Hourglass. I am obsessed with this shade. This one is in the shade Incandescent Electra. And I've been wanting to buy this shade for a really long time. And finally, I think it was the spring Sephora sale, I finally splurged and bought it. Oh, it's so beautiful. The reason why I decided to try this is, number one, it's peachy. You guys know I'm a peach fan. For some reason, peach blush just looks always the best on my skin tone. One of my favorite YouTubers, her name is Tenny Panosian. I love her channel. I love her tutorials. I love her soft, delicate way to apply makeup. Her makeup is just always so effortless and kind of grungy at the same time, which I absolutely love. Nothing is like perfectly applied. It just is very natural. In many of her tutorials, she's used this shade, and every time I watched her use it, I was like, oh my gosh, I really need to get that shade. Finally, I broke down and got it, and I am obsessed with it. It is my favorite shade of all time. Moving right along. The next blush is another blush that I'm absolutely obsessed with, and this one is from Milani. So this is the Baked Powdered Blush, and it is the number 5 Luminoso. Holy shit, I'm losing brushes here. This blush is beautiful. Let me show you what it will do to the apples of the cheeks, because this is my favorite to apply on the apples. Now, I know some people say you're not supposed to apply it on the apples of your cheeks, but I don't really give a shit, because I like putting it on the apples of my cheeks, okay? I can put blush anywhere that I want to. Okay. So I got a little bit here. I love this. I love this so much. Watch this. Ooh, ooh, it's so pretty. I love it. I freaking love this blush. This is so affordable. One of the prettiest blushes. It is seriously, I mean, look how beautiful that is on the skin right there. I love it. It kind of gives you that, like, especially on the apples of the cheeks, like when you go outside and it's really, really cold and you come back in and your cheeks are red. It's kind of what it gives me the vibes of, but it's more of like the peachy. It also has a little bit of a luminous look to it. So this is kind of what it looks like. Oh my gosh, look at how pretty that is. I know, right? Let me swatch this one next to it so you guys can see what that one looks like, the Hourglass. So as you can see, the Hourglass has a little bit more of a pink to it. And this one from Milani, you guys, I can tell you right now, this one from Milani, one of the prettiest blushes I've tried from the drugstore. If you guys have not tried their blushes, you will die. They are so beautiful on the skin. The next one is the Cover FX. So this is called the Monochromatic Blush Duo. And so you have, this one is in the shade Soft Peach. So you have the matte, and then you have this that's more of like a shimmer. Now you can, you know, go in between both of these and apply it, or if you're just not in the mood to have shimmer in your blush, then you can go straight into the matte. Such a good formula, like really soft texture. I mean, these just really blew everybody away how beautiful they are on blush. Like, I could talk about blush for hours. It's something like blush and foundation. Those two are like my thing. I love them so much. Okay, moving on. Then we have this from Natasha Denona. This is the Bloom Blush and Glow palette. Didn't we love this palette when it launched? Nobody knew what the hell it was. Everybody was like, what the hell did Natasha Denona just release? I'm not gonna wear this crazy shade on my face. Are you kidding me? Like, we were all very, very intimidated by this shade. Were we not? Come on, just admit it. You know you were, because I was scared shitless. I'm not gonna lie, I was scared shitless. But this creamy, crazy looking shade was a little bit nuts. And I remember going into it thinking, oh my gosh, I'm gonna completely ruin my makeup. And I didn't. The way that I love to apply this product, let me find my brush. I don't know where it's at. Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Okay, so this is the dual fiber brush. This is actually from Luxie. This is the 516 dual fiber brush. This is how I recommend applying a product like this. Going down, where did I put the palette? Going down inside this part and, you know, going in and then lightly kind of building it slowly in circular motions. That's my preferred way of applying it. And I will just kind of do this and do this and do this until I've reached the level of intensity. But the thing that I like about it is that once you've built up the intensity, you can go into a shade like this glow and kind of calm it down a little bit. Such a beautiful formula. I was kind of hoping she was going to release more shades in this type of setup because I feel like this is just such a fun palette to have. Love it. So good. Okay, moving on. Maybe this year, 2020, you know, who knows? By the way, did you know that in like a week and a half, I'm going to be able to see 2020? I'm super excited about it. No more contacts for me. Okay, that was a stupid dad joke. I know. Okay, moving on. The next one I want to talk about is from Hourglass. This is the blush palette. I love all 4 of these shades. And yes, I have found like different ways to use all 4 of these shades. If you love the Hourglass formula, this is kind of a no-brainer because these shades are so fun. And I don't have anything like this and this in my collection. This I absolutely love when I'm wearing kind of like hardly any makeup and I just want a little bit of a pop on the cheek because it's kind of a nude. It's a really, really pretty nude type of blush. And it's just, I love it. Good, good, good palette. Now we're going to move on to my favorite cream blush. I am obsessed with this and I actually use this quite often. Not a lot on camera because normally when I'm not filming, I don't wear a lot of makeup. Unless I'm going somewhere, obviously. But if I'm not filming and I'm just kind of dinking around the house or I'm going to the grocery store or I got to take my daughter to a doctor's appointment or whatever the case is, and I will pop this on my cheek and I'm obsessed with it. I love this so freaking much. I love it more than I did when I first tried it. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand. I'm having way too much fun talking about blush. This one's in the shade Peachgasm. And damn, is that not pretty or what? Look how beautiful that is. Now, the way this melts and blends into the skin, it's so gorgeous. I like to just stamp my face with it. I just go boom, 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 boom. And then I just like tap it out with my fingers. It is so easy and so quick and so beautiful. I actually prefer this formula over the liquid ones from M Cosmetics. Because of the sponge applicator, I don't get too much with this. And all you do is you twist the cap and you can actually squeeze more into the tip. But if you want to lock it in place and you don't want any more to come to the tip, then you squeeze it back tight again. But I feel like I have more control over applying a product like this than I do a liquid product like this. Don't get me wrong, these are really pretty, but they're a little bit hard to work with for me personally. The nice thing about it is it like melts so good into the skin that you really can't tell you're wearing something. It's amazing. I mean, it's just magic. Okay, we're moving on. So that's it for blushes. Can you believe it? We made it through the blushes. I don't know how many minutes I've been recording, but it's been a minute. It's been a minute. I've been here for a minute. Let's go ahead and move on to highlighters. My number 1 favorite highlighter of the year goes to Charlotte Tilbury. This Magic Star highlighter that I thought would not work for my skin tone, I thought it was going to be too dark, is beautiful. This Magic Star has my soul. Like, hook, line, and sunk soul. It's so beautiful. And it actually will work for many skin tones. My friend Mel Thompson, who is lighter skin toned than I am, she thought there's no way this is gonna work for her skin. It is beautiful on her skin. If you have a darker skin tone, it's gonna be beautiful. I think the only people that are probably not gonna be able to wear this is somebody that's really fair. But even if you're like if you're a light skin, light medium, dark, tan, deep, beautiful. This highlighter is such a soft formula. The way that it applies on the face is absolutely perfection. I don't have anything like it in my collection. It's stunning. It's my favorite. It's beautiful. And Charlotte Tilbury for the win. I don't know if this is a very high pigment highlighter, but it's so undetectable on the skin that's what makes it perfect, because you can't see it when you apply it. It's just absolutely beautiful. The next one though, well, I got two of them that are like runner-ups. They're like equal in the runner-up. Oh, this cookie from Benefit. This is the Cheek Leaders palette. This shade Cookie, they now sell separately. They released this palette. Nobody cared about the bronzer and the blush. Everybody loved the highlighter. When I tell you this highlighter is one of the prettiest highlighters I've ever seen in this shade, one of the prettiest highlighters. Oh my gosh, look at that. The way that this applies on the face is so soft and so undetectable, but so blinding. Oh gosh, it's pretty. It is one of the prettiest highlighters in that lighter shade. Oh damn, I mean, now I'm like beaming from the gods, okay? So here's the point. If you like more of a gold, the Charlotte Tilbury all the way. If you like more of this icy look, this cookie shade will blow your socks off. Now they do sell it separately, which is nice. I haven't bought it separately because I really don't need it. Definitely, and this palette smells really good. I've never noticed that before. How come I've never noticed that before? I've never noticed that this palette has a scent to it. That is so crazy. Okay, moving on. Let's not forget the one from Fenty though. Fenty comes out with this highlighter and blows everybody's socks off. It's so pretty. So this is like a glittery type. So I'm hooking you up with 3 fantastic formulas, totally different highlighters, okay? Number one, because I know the blushes were a little bit repetitive because they were all in the same shade. I know, I digress. But the highlighters, on the other hand, I'm doing you a service because this is a glittery formula. This one's like a really light, icy shade. And then you have the golden one. So I'm giving you some options. I'm doing so good too. So you can put this over any highlighter that you're wearing, okay? And it will just, it like puts a little bit of something over top with a little bit of glitter. It's not overwhelming glitter. Look at that. Oh my God, it's so pretty. This is such a beautiful formula. I don't know how they did it because it's all these like little crushed pearls and you can't really swatch it. That's the other thing that's weird about this highlighter is that it's not really there when you swatch it. You're like, what the hell did I just put on? But this is my favorite highlighter topper. So no matter what highlighter you're wearing, it doesn't matter what color it is, what shade it is, what it looks like, whatever, how pigmented it is. If you put this over top of it, it just becomes magic on your face. That's all I can say. Beautiful, beautiful formula, highlighter, fantastic. Fenty killed it, okay? And then finally we have a liquid highlighter. My favorite liquid highlighter of all time. You guys are not going to be surprised, I'm sorry, but it is Charlotte Tilbury because this liquid highlighter is the prettiest liquid highlighter and the way that it melts into the skin, perfection. So I have this one in the shade Spotlight. She also has a golden shade one. The Spotlight is more of kind of like that icy pink, okay? Not pink, kind of. It's got a pink tone to it. Oh my God, look at that. Look how pretty that is. It's beautiful. Just such a beautiful highlighter. When I'm on the go and I'm wearing, you know, BB cream and I'm just going to the doctor, okay? Put on a BB cream, you know, put on some contour product, blend that out, grab a bronzer, blend that out, put this on my cheeks, blend it out, put this on my high points on my cheeks, here, 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 blend it out, and I'm out the door. It's just one of those products that's so quick, so fast, blends so beautifully into the skin. Like, I cannot recommend her liquid formulas. They are, all of them, all of the ones that I have talked about in today's video, you guys, such good formulas that blend into the skin and last all day. I mean, they're just, It's a really beautiful formula. It's expensive, yes, but these have lasted me a long time. And let me tell you something. I have had this contour stick and this highlighter one for probably, I don't know, maybe a year and a half now. And it's lasted me this long. I've not replaced them. Now, granted, I don't use it every day. I do swap in stuff, but I use them often. And they last a long time because you can control how much you're using. A lot of people don't like the sponge applicator, but think about it like this. You can actually control how much you use when it comes to a packaging like this. And you can twist it open. See, you can see how it's open right here, and then you twist it shut. The packaging on these allows you to be very sparingly with it because you don't need a lot, and you can control how much you're using and you're not wasting. Fantastic packaging, makes it worth it in my personal, humble opinion. You guys know that this is my #1 favorite product of all time. This is just absolutely stunning. Now, you can use this as a highlighter, and I don't use it as a highlighter, but you can use it as a highlighter. This is the Hollywood Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury. One of the prettiest products I've absolutely ever seen in my life. Now, she has tons of different shades. I wear shade 5, and I put this all over my face before I go in with my foundation, especially if I'm going to be wearing a mattifying foundation. Now, if I'm going to be wearing like a luminous foundation, I don't recommend doing that because it's just too much. But if you're wearing like a mattifying foundation and you want a little bit of that luminosity underneath the foundation, holy hot damn. This I love because it's a full fluid ounce worth of product. It's in a doe foot applicator, which again is very easy to use very sparingly. So you don't need a lot of this, and because of the way the applicator is, a lot doesn't come off on the applicator, and I use it pretty much every day. And I only go through these maybe twice a year. Definitely worth the money personally, but this is my all-time favorite product of all time. You can use this on the high points of your cheeks, which that is the one thing I am going to do. I'm going to buy a lighter shade of this, like maybe in shade like 1 or 2, probably 2 I think is what I looked at, and then wear it as a highlighter, because for those of you out there, let's just say that some of these highlighters that I've talked about, you're like, Tara, those are beautiful, but they're just too much for me. I hear you. If that's the case, you will love this from Charlotte Tilbury, and you will love to use this as a highlighter, and it will last you forever. You can put it on the high points of your face even after you've applied powder. This is a type of product that will work completely, you know, before your foundation, after powder, before powder, it doesn't matter. It's very easy to use. And it's very friendly. It's very friendly with all different types of makeup. It doesn't disrupt your foundation. It doesn't disrupt your powder. It's just a beautiful product. Cannot recommend this enough. This, in my opinion, will work for many different people for many different reasons. And it's just amazing. And let me just tell you, I have actually worn this only because it kind of gives me a little bit of a tan too. Shade 5 does. It'll kind of tan my face up a little bit. I've actually just worn this to the grocery store because it's that pretty. Okay, dokie. I think we've made it through the video. Contour, blush, bronzers, highlighters, we're good. Now let's go ahead and jump into the actual giveaway. Up here on the screen is what I'm going to be giving away in this video. And yes, it's a very good giveaway. It's very easy to enter. I will leave all the details on how to enter in the description box down below. I'm super excited about the giveaways that I have coming up. So that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for the love that you show me in my channel. It means the world to me. I hope you guys have a wonderful day filled with love and joy. I will see you guys in tomorrow's video, and I love you all so much. Bye.